Hello and welcome. You are listening to Just Lou. And today I'm going to be talking to you about what is Reiki. Do you believe or have had first-hand experience in the power of Reiki? Some of you listening today might have already heard of Reiki. Others may have heard of it and not quite sure what it is, or may not have even heard of the word Reiki before today. As a Reiki master and life coach, I am passionate about Reiki and probably do a lot of my family and friends' heads in when talking about it. Reiki came into my life when I was at a low point and really struggling. Since then, Reiki has become a way of life for me. It has changed me for the better, and I use Reiki to manage and overcome my own mental and physical health. In my opinion, everyone, and I mean everyone, should have some Reiki in their life. So what is Reiki? Reiki is explained to a lot of people as a hands-on universal life force energy, which releases these blockages in our body by channeling energy through the healer to the client, releasing these blockages inside of them. To me, Reiki can be hands-on, but predominantly I personally use hands-off method, and instead of calling it a universal life force energy, I call it a spiritual healing, which is what it was known as in Japan. When Reiki was brought over from Japan and westernized by Hawaii Takata, who interpret it as a universal life force energy. Mrs. Takata believed that back then people and clients wouldn't be interested or would be scared off if they thought it was a spiritual healing. Because Reiki is called energy healing, it can be confused as a cure for an illness or a disease. Reiki cannot cure, and this is where it can be confusing. In the Oxford Dictionary, healing means to make whole of sound and body, to free from disease or ailment, and to cure disease. Again, Reiki cannot cure illnesses and diseases. Reiki isn't a physical massage or where you need to remove any of your clothing. But Reiki can help work alongside other treatments, medications and alternative therapies you may have been going through, if any. Reiki is not harmful. It can reduce pain, anxiety and stress, and it can improve sleep disturbances and works well and can complement other treatments and alternative therapies. If you think how calming and more beautiful a therapy can be, where all you need to do is lie there and relax, what better way to help heal? So what are these blockages? So these blockages in our body are what I call sticky spots that healers may feel when their hands are over certain areas of a client's body. Now, every healer may have different ways of feeling these blockages. For instance, have pressure against the hands, tingling feeling sensation, as well as heat and cold sensations. I class the blockages as a wind turbine that over time has slowed down. For example, you may feel more tired, have less energy, etc. The channeling unblocks these turbines so they can spin at their normal speed. This then should in theory help the client cope with certain ailments. Now, is Reiki worth it? Well, I may be biased and have my biased head on and say, hell yeah. But then in the podcast, I'm not going to be as biased. If you were looking for a way to help improve your mental and physical health, no matter what it is, Reiki will help you. You now know that Reiki is not harmful. If you feel stressed out from your work or in general, and you want some time for yourself, then Reiki is perfect for you. If you struggle with anxiety and haven't tried Reiki, I will say please give it a chance. It could keep going. Well, I could keep going with all the prawns, couldn't I? But you may turn them off if you haven't already. So the cons, there is only one out there, and there are a lot of scammers around, and that's just not in Reiki but in general. Now, I will say make sure that you do your due diligence and make sure that the healer is legit. Speak to friends and family. They may know or use a Reiki healer themselves, so word of mouth is great. Okay, so I may now ruffle some people's feathers. What I would look for when picking a healer is that they have had their training and an attunement in person. Reason being, to become a Reiki healer, you require training and to be attuned. An attunement is a sacred ceremony in person from master to student. Some Reiki masters will say differently, and that is absolutely fine. However, in my opinion, I wouldn't go to a healer that has not had an attunement in person. The founder of Reiki, Mikao Usui, trained all his students in person. He used a sacred ceremony used today to open these channels, open them up and allow the student to be more heightened in spiritual world and susceptible to feeling this energy. And I can hand on heart honestly say that what I feel and sense now after my own personal attunement, if I didn't actually observe and feel it myself, I would struggle to believe it. And I get that if you've never had Reiki, you may be struggling. Hence why I want to make sure that you choose the right healer. Hey, if you're not far from me, then you can always come and book with me. Now, I don't want to go on, and I've come to the end of my podcast, and I'd like to stop it here. However, I want you to have a clear understanding, and now you may be considering a bit of Reiki. And if you would like to know more, you can contact me through social media or email me, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions. So if you have listened to Just Lou, just remember, just for today, do not get angry, do not worry, be grateful, practice diligently, show compassion to yourself and others, and thank you.